Hey guys, what's up? It's Seddie Mania. So, first off, who all checked out the new episode of iCarly called iStart, A Fanwar? Okay? First off, I want to give this episode applause. Okay, I really liked it, and I'm going to talk about the episode, okay? Because you all know that I am a Seddie fan, and I have my Seddie paddle, which was on the show, which was pretty awesome to see. And I have a Webicon pass, which I did wear during the show, okay? So it's basically like being there, kind of cool. But I want to talk about the episode. So basically, it was about the whole iCarly gang going to Webicon, and Spencer also playing a game, a War of Warlords. I don't remember what it's called, but anyways, he went to the Webicon too, because basically it was going to be the game was going to be at the convention. So anyways, but there was also another guy in this whole episode. His name was Adam, and he was basically a guy who Carly had a major crush on, from what I could tell. Okay, now I'm not real sure that Freddie likes Adam at all, and I don't think it's because he's kind of jealous. I just don't think he's really likes him. I mean, to me, Adam didn't seem like the kind of guy at all. I mean, I really didn't like him. I mean, I'm sorry, but anyways, that's just my opinion of Adam. But you guys can tell me what you think of him or anything. But the episode, I thought it was really good, because I'll tell you one thing, guys. The promos, I told you before in my speculation that the promos were probably a hype, and yes, they were. Okay, and I told you before, I think, if I remember, that I didn't expect a ship to happen, either ship, and none did. So, I mean, just because the promos were hyped or ship didn't happen, it doesn't mean you have to go bashing Dan on Twitter because of that. Because I did see that happen, and I did speak out because of it. I mean, just because one episode wasn't as good or wasn't the way you wanted it, you don't have to go bash Dan for that. Okay? I mean, when an episode's good and you like it, you don't go bashing Dan. I mean, it's like, come on, if it wasn't something you expected, well, better luck next time. I mean, even though we didn't see much Seddie, I mean, there was some Seddie moments when Sam pulled Freddie out of the mob, and she literally dove over into that mob, which was kind of funny. But then he just ran back in. I mean, he loved getting mauled, apparently. This is great for him because he loves all the girls, which is one reason he's moved on from Carly. But anyways, so I loved that little Seddie where Sam saved him from the mob, but then he went right back in. But anyways, I gotta give it up to Jack Black. Okay, I loved seeing him in the episode because that was just awesome. Okay, his performance on there was amazing, and it was just awesome, and I loved it. Okay. Now I want to talk about the fans. Okay, we also saw Craig, Eric, Gavin, and Stacy. And Stacy's from Zoe 101, and Craig, Eric, and Gavin are all from Drake and Josh. Okay? They were all... I think Gavin maybe was a Seddie fan, but the rest were creddie fans. And it was funny when Eric and Craig got thrown out. Oh, that was funny. But anyways, basically the whole fan thing, this whole thing with the fans, some of them I thought were interpreted well. Like the dude who said, "Seddie for the win!" And the other guy, the sort of big guy who stood up and yelled, "Seddie!" Okay, I loved those two dudes. I mean, they were awesome. And some of the creddie fans, the creddie fans in this episode, they were sort of portrayed immaturely, or maybe even some were portrayed as nuts. I mean, no offense to any creddie fans out there, because I definitely say that the episode, it kind of was harsh on them. But anyways, but the whole riot part of the fandom where they were actually fighting, and this wasn't the first time when Sam got them kind of started. This was the second time when they basically all started rioting and fighting and hitting each other. Okay, I didn't think it would last that long, but it turned out it lasted a while. I mean, I thought that I would think really in real life as fans would be more mature than that. Okay, I mean, we don't all take it as seriously as to physically going and beating each other up. Okay? I mean, I thought that was the only sort of, I think that and one other part was only the really down parts of this. Because I could have thought that we would have stopped fighting on our own. Yes, I see you, Flopsy. Get down a minute, okay? I mean, I thought we really could have stopped fighting on our own. But it was Freddie who actually ended up breaking up that whole quarrel and everything. And Carly then said that none of them were dating. And I mean, I have to say that I don't know why the message really wasn't getting through to some of the creddie fans on there that none of them were dating. But they kept sort of denying it. I mean, and then that one dude in the suit who's basically said, "You lie!" And they just went back to fighting. I mean, it's like, come on, guys. None of them are dating. But, I mean, that whole part, it didn't really have anything to do with the Seddie fans. It was mainly just the creddie fans. I mean, that whole little confrontation was all revolved around Carly and Freddie. But it was like, after everything, basically after everyone calmed down, and Sam brought Adam back in, because when the whole fight started, he kind of got up and left because he was mad. Because he thought that Carly had lied to him and that she was dating Freddie. So basically, once Sam had retrieved Adam and brought him back in, he was tied up with a cord. I thought that was pretty funny. I have to laugh at that. I give that applause. But after she just set everyone straight that she was just messing around, saying that they weren't, it was basically the Seddie fans. I mean, I think most of the Seddie fans were portrayed pretty well in this. I mean, we didn't see. It was then that all the Seddie fans kind of thought that she was dating Freddie, but then they all made it clear that none of them were dating, and then they kind of went back to fighting. And then the dude who was sort of the head guy who was sort of conducting this whole thing, or helped conducting the audience. The one part I did not like about his words is calling us basically all, and I don't. Unfortunately, I have to say that this is probably meant as in real life. I don't know who put that in the script. I don't know if it was Dan. I mean, I figure he approved it, or he had to approve it. I don't know if it was him who wrote that in or not. But I don't like that the dude said that we don't have any lives and that we're all nerds. Okay, that's just a down right there. Okay, we do have lives. Many of us do. Some of us are in college. Some of us are in regular school. Some of us, we do focus on our home. Many that I know focus on their other lives, their after-school activities, their jobs, their homework. They focus on other stuff besides the shipping and on iCarly. I mean, sure, we all love iCarly, and we love the show, but we're not all as into the ship as some think. And I mean, those who I think bitched out Dan, those are the ones who I think, some of them maybe are into it too much. I mean, really, dissing Dan or just calling out Dan and cussing to him, that was inappropriate. You don't need to do that just because you didn't see what happened on iCarly. If you laughed at it, then he's done his job, okay? That's all I can say, okay? If I laughed and I was happy. We didn't see much Seddie, but I didn't expect it to happen in the episode, okay? We got Seddie moments and that's all good, okay? I'm going to say that I think that once the fans had calmed down and Carly had gave her little statement that you should just enjoy iCarly for what it is, the comedy, I think that was pretty cool. And that's basically what Dan's trying to come across. You don't need to worry about the shipping. That needs to come second, not first. Comedy first, shipping second, okay? And I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I agree with with that speech of Carter's, okay? But let's talk about, and I love the part where she's just like, all the fans should just give a fan a fruit. Or a fruit gummy. That's what I got. But anyways, and you saw the dude who screamed said he had an apple to somebody else or something. I thought that was funny. But anyways, now I'm going to talk about the subplot. Spencer and Jack Black, or as we call them, a Ruthor and a Spartame. They were in a whole little grudge match with their own little online game characters. And that whole thing, that was just a laugh fest right there. Okay? Because I'm not into any kind of game like that in real life. I'm not into any online games or stuff like that. But I mean, and I can't judge those fans who are into that stuff, okay? Because I just love the way Jack Black did his performance and how Spencer reacted. I mean, it was just funny. I love those little sayings they had. You maggot, you fool, no, you not what you say, prepare to be pwned by a Spartan May. I loved that part of Jack Black right there, okay? And Jerry portraying Spencer, he did great with Jack Black. I mean, that was so funny, and it was definitely, I laughed at that part the most, okay? But, I mean, there were several parts that I laughed at. I mean, I laughed at when Freddie basically got pulled into the crowd at first. I laughed at when Sam brought Adam back tied up. I mean, some parts I laughed at, but others I didn't. But I still enjoyed the episode, and I think that's what everybody should have done. I mean, if you took offense to the whole guy who said that we have no lives, then, well, that one was maybe a little bit overdone. But I mean, that's just one part of it, though. I mean, if you laughed at the episode, then you enjoyed it. I mean, and that's what Dan's just trying to do. So, guys, I mean, I gotta say, this episode was good, and it was very good. It lived up to my expectations. I got laughs, and I got some Seddie. So, I liked it, okay? Others maybe didn't think so. Others maybe totally disagreed with it. You can leave. I want your opinions of what you thought about it, and what you thought about the whole Seddie creddie thing. And I will say, first off, the promos were all hype. Okay, that's what Nickelodeon does to get their ratings and to get viewers. I mean, they've done that before, basically, with other episodes. I mean, I'm still Team Seddie. I'm gonna be Team Seddie forever. I mean, and I really want to see it happen at the end of at least by the end of the series. I mean, it could happen before then, but I mean, if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna be sad about it. I mean, I do have a life outside of iCarly. When iCarly ends, I am gonna be bummed because it's one of the best shows on Nickelodeon right now. Okay, it's so awesome. iCarly, it's basically gonna be one of those classics that kids can watch on DVD or whenever when we're all grown up and we've got kids. So it's basically one of those classic shows that's going to live on. I mean, that's what's so cool about it. And I loved iCarly, and iStart A Fanwar was great. I mean, this was a great night. So, at least for me it was. You can leave your comments and opinions below about what you thought about it. And be honest, guys. I want you to tell me what you wanted to see and how you thought about it and how the fans were portrayed and everything. So, leave the comments below and let me know. And in the infamous words of Sarcastic Leaves, rock on, Seddie Warriors. Rock on. Woo. Yeah. Bye, guys.